Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news about a major data breach affecting the health records of millions of Canadians. One of Canada's largest private lab testing companies, LifeLabs, has been hacked. And 15 million Canadians, mostly in BC and Ontario, may have been affected. The privately owned company does over 100 million lab tests a year, things like blood tests, heart monitoring, and genetic testing. Hackers got access to lab test results and identifying information, things like health card numbers, names, and birth dates. And the company paid a ransom to try to get it back. Mike Couteur is tracking this in our top story tonight. Mike, what more can you tell us?
Well, Donna, LifeLabs admits it paid hackers after a massive privacy breach. And as you mentioned, this affects 15 million customers, the bulk of which are in Ontario and BC. Now, in addition to the personal information, hackers also got their hands on lab results from 85,000 customers, mostly Ontarians, and those tests were done in 2016 or earlier. LifeLabs claims to be Canada's largest provider of general diagnostic and specialty lab services, and CEO Charles Brown says they discovered the breach through proactive surveillance on November 1st. The company is confident that all of the information was returned to them and that none of it was sold or will end up on the dark web at some point in the future. He says they worked with experts in negotiations with cyber criminals.
We did what we thought was best to secure this data as well as we could by working with these cyber criminals and actually paying a fee to get the data back. I can't speculate what's going to happen now. What I can say is we felt it was in our customers' best interest to do this, and that's what we've done.
Now, the privacy commissioners from both BC and Ontario have weighed in on the news. Brian Beamish said, quote, "An attack of this scale is extremely troubling," and he goes on to admonish LifeLabs by saying public institutions and healthcare organizations are ultimately responsible for ensuring that any personal information in their custody and control is secure and protected at all times. Donna?
Certainly what the public expects. Mike, what more do we know about the ransom that LifeLabs paid and the wisdom of doing that?
Well, Donna, one security expert that we spoke with says a company pays cyber thieves a ransom to get information back at least once every day. However, it's unclear if the data was truly stolen and was in the possession of the hackers or if it was just locked up and the company didn't have any access. And that is key.
If the data is stolen, the genie's out of the bottle. You can't put the data back. Right, you're not meeting in a back alley with a hockey duffel full of cash, trading it for the files. Right, the criminals have as many copies as they want.
Now, the company wouldn't say what kind of theft it was, but officials are trying to reassure people by saying that the risk to customers is low. And while none of the personal information has been seen on the dark web just yet, it's possible that could still happen. So for customers who are worried about that, LifeLabs says it will pay for dark web monitoring and identity theft insurance. Donna?
Okay, Mike Couteur in Ottawa, thanks.